Introduction. Retirement. For many, this word evokes freedom, reclaimed time, or well-deserved rest. But for others, it also marks the beginning of a quieter new chapter, sometimes shadowed by loneliness. After years of career, responsibilities, and family life, some find themselves facing an unexpected horizon, the possibility of love after 60. And yet, this stage of life can be an extraordinary moment to rediscover love, a love that is more mature, more conscious, often deeper. But what does finding love after retirement really mean? Is it even possible? And why is it so rarely talked about? In a society that glorifies youth and ties passion and vitality to a certain age, it's no surprise that the love stories of seniors often take a back seat. Yet emotions, the need for affection, tenderness, and connection do not fade with time. On the contrary, they often become more sincere, more essential. After 60, we have lived. We have loved, lost, sometimes suffered, but also grown. What makes love after retirement so unique is perspective. Gone are the illusions of Hollywood romance. Instead, we seek authenticity, complicity, a caring presence. We no longer love out of a need to complete something, but to share who we have become. It's no longer a flash fire, but a soft, warm light that illuminates the years to come. But despite these promises, many seniors hesitate. Fear of judgment, lack of confidence, or the mistaken belief that it's no longer for them. Dating apps, new forms of communication, and changing expectations can sometimes make this world confusing. Yet every day, men and women, widowed, divorced, or simply alone, make the brave choice to open their hearts again. This video is for you. For those wondering if it's still possible. For those who still feel that spark, the desire to be seen, heard, loved. For those who want to believe, despite the years, despite the doubts. Together, we will explore 5 essential truths about love after retirement. Truths that are too rarely shared but can transform how you see this new stage of life. Whether you're already in a relationship, seeking a new one, or simply curious, these chapters will offer you keys, insights, and above all, hope. Love after 60 is not a myth. It is a reality, a possibility, a beauty often overlooked but deeply enriching. Get ready to rediscover this feeling under a new light, truer, freer. Welcome to this intimate and inspiring journey. Chapter 1. Letting go of old narratives. For many people entering retirement, one of the biggest obstacles to finding love is not external, it's internal. We carry decades of beliefs, experiences, and silent narratives that shape how we view relationships, ourselves, and what's still possible. Before opening the door to love, we must first clear the emotional clutter blocking the entrance. Let's start with the most common narrative, "It's too late for me." This sentence, often whispered in moments of doubt, carries weight. Society rarely celebrates romantic love after 60. Hollywood movies end before the characters reach retirement age. Advertisements focus on youth, speed, and firsts. And so, many internalize the belief that love belongs to the past. But here's the truth. Love has no expiration date. Emotional connection, tenderness, and companionship are lifelong human needs. Research even shows that romantic relationships in later life can be more fulfilling and stable than those formed earlier. Why? Because we're no longer driven by external pressures, career building, starting families, proving ourselves. Instead, we seek connection for the pure joy of it. Another limiting narrative is, "I've failed at love before, so why try again?" Divorce, loss, or years of emotional distance can leave scars. But healing doesn't mean forgetting or pretending those wounds never existed. It means learning from them, integrating the lessons, and moving forward with wisdom. Each love story is different, and each one prepares you for the next. Not because you need to do better, but because you now understand yourself more deeply. In later life, we often have better emotional regulation, clearer communication skills, and a more grounded sense of self. That makes for a powerful foundation on which to build something real. Then there's the worry. What will people think? Children, friends, or even neighbors may have opinions. But the truth is, you're not living for them. You are the author of this chapter, and you get to decide what's written on the page. It takes courage to put yourself first, especially if you've spent a lifetime putting others ahead. But love, authentic love, requires exactly that. Letting go of these old narratives doesn't happen overnight. It's a gentle process of questioning, unlearning, and reimagining. It means looking at yourself not through the lens of age or past disappointments, but with curiosity and compassion. Ask yourself, what if this time it's different? Remember, your heart hasn't aged the way your body might have. It still beats with hope, and that hope deserves space to breathe. In this chapter, we're not chasing youthful ideals. We're honoring the possibility of something richer, deeper, and more aligned with who you are today. The past may have written some lines, but the story is far from over. It's time to pick up the pen and write love a new way. Chapter 2: Embracing Vulnerability and Authenticity. After decades of navigating careers, raising families, and fulfilling societal roles, many retirees arrive at a powerful crossroads: the freedom to be fully themselves. And yet, when it comes to love, this freedom can be shadowed by an old, familiar fear: vulnerability. In truth, embracing vulnerability is not just courageous. It is the gateway to meaningful connection. At 60 or beyond, you may carry the weight of past heartbreaks, betrayals, or disappointments. Each experience may have taught you to build walls, to protect yourself, to be strong. But in the world of love, strength doesn't come from hiding. It comes from showing up fully, even when it feels uncomfortable. Authenticity, too, becomes central. You no longer have the energy or the desire to play games. You know who you are, what you want, and what you're no longer willing to tolerate. That clarity is not a limitation. It's a gift. It helps you avoid relationships based on illusions and instead attract those rooted in truth. So how does one embrace vulnerability and authenticity in dating after retirement? First, by acknowledging your fears instead of suppressing them. It's okay to worry about being hurt again, to fear rejection, or to feel unsure. The goal is not to be fearless. It's to move forward anyway, with honesty and kindness toward yourself. Second, by being open about your life, your joys, your regrets, your dreams. You don't need to impress anyone. You simply need to connect. And the most lasting connections happen when two people meet not as perfect versions of themselves, but as real human beings. This might mean sharing the story of a lost spouse, or being honest about health issues, financial concerns, or emotional wounds. While these topics may feel heavy, they also reflect the depth and reality of your experience. And the right person will not be scared off by them. They will respect your truth. Third, by listening deeply. Authenticity is not just about expressing yourself. It's also about creating space for the other person to do the same. Real intimacy blooms when both people feel seen, heard, and accepted without judgment. What makes love after 60 so rich is that it's not rushed. There's time to explore, to build trust, to savor the unfolding. Vulnerability becomes a bridge, not a barrier. And authenticity becomes a magnet for those who are also ready to meet you with openness. You don't need to fix yourself before you love again. You don't need to hide your age, your wrinkles, or your stories. They are not weaknesses. They are your depth, your wisdom, your beauty. In this stage of life, love is not about perfection. It's about resonance. And the more you live in alignment with who you really are, the more likely you are to attract someone who resonates with that truth. Chapter 3: Navigating Modern Dating After 60. Stepping into the world of dating after retirement can feel like entering an entirely new universe. Technology, communication styles, and even social expectations have evolved. For many, this transition is both exciting and overwhelming. But the good news is, you're not alone, and you're more prepared than you think. The rise of dating apps and online platforms has changed the game. While younger generations grew up swiping left and right, older adults often approach these tools with skepticism or outright confusion. Yet, Today, thousands of people over 60 are finding meaningful connections online every single day. The first step? Choosing the right platform. Sites like Our Time, Silver Singles, and eHarmony cater specifically to mature individuals seeking serious relationships. Unlike general dating apps, these are designed with your life stage in mind, allowing for more thoughtful connections. Next comes the profile. This is your digital first impression. Instead of worrying about appearing younger or more trendy, focus on being genuine. Highlight your passions, your values, your sense of humor. Use a recent photo that reflects how you show up today, not who you were 20 years ago. Authenticity resonates more than perfection. Messaging can also feel unfamiliar. Some may ghost or respond vaguely. Don't take it personally. Online dating requires patience, resilience, and a clear understanding that not every conversation will lead to something deeper. But each interaction is a chance to practice openness and curiosity. Safety is another key consideration. Always meet in public places, let someone know where you're going, and trust your instincts. Romance scams do exist, and older adults can be targets. But awareness and caution go a long way in keeping you safe. Beyond the digital realm, love can still be found in more traditional spaces: volunteering, book clubs, spiritual communities, or classes. The goal is to stay engaged in life, because love often finds you when you're living with purpose and joy. It's also important to reset your expectations. You're not searching for someone to complete you. You're looking for someone to complement the life you've already built. That shift in mindset can turn dating from a chore into a discovery. Finally, allow yourself to enjoy the process. Dating at this stage isn't about racing toward a goal. It's about meeting new people, learning more about yourself, and opening your heart gradually at your own pace. Yes, the world of modern dating may seem foreign at first, but with time, courage, and a little guidance, it becomes a space full of possibility. Love after 60 doesn't follow the old rules, and that's exactly what makes it so liberating. Chapter 4: Redefining Intimacy and Connection. When we think of intimacy, our minds often rush to its physical aspects. But intimacy, true intimacy, goes far beyond touch. After retirement, intimacy becomes less about intensity and more about depth. It's about presence, emotional safety, and the quiet joy of simply being understood. For many seniors, especially those who have lost a long-term partner or who've been out of the dating world for years, the idea of intimacy can feel intimidating. Bodies change, energy levels shift, and self-confidence may waver. But here's the secret. Intimacy doesn't diminish with age, it transforms. In your 60s and beyond, you have a richer emotional vocabulary. You've likely experienced profound joy, sorrow, and resilience. This emotional depth becomes a powerful foundation for connection. It means you can have conversations that matter, share moments that are deeply real, and show up for someone in a way that is calm, intentional, and nourishing. Redefining intimacy starts with communication. You no longer have time or interest for pretense. This opens the door to honest, direct conversations about needs, boundaries, desires, and fears. Whether discussing past experiences or current hopes, these exchanges create a sense of safety and trust that is essential for emotional closeness. Touch also takes on a new dimension. While passion remains possible and beautiful at any age, physical affection after 60 often leans toward tenderness. Holding hands, cuddling, sitting close during a quiet moment. It's not about performance, it's about presence. There may also be health considerations that affect sexual intimacy. Instead of avoiding these topics, addressing them openly can lead to creative, compassionate solutions that honor both partners' needs. Many couples discover new ways to express love physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Beyond romantic intimacy, there's also a profound need for relational intimacy, the joy of companionship. Sharing a morning coffee, laughing at old movies, or supporting each other through daily routines can be as deeply intimate as a kiss. Love in later life often prioritizes shared experiences over grand gestures. It's also a time to reconnect with your own sense of self. True intimacy begins with you. Knowing what makes you feel valued, joyful, and alive allows you to invite someone else into that space with clarity and confidence. Lastly, vulnerability remains key. Intimacy grows not from having all the answers, but from being willing to show your heart, even the parts still healing. And when that openness is met with respect and care, it becomes the most beautiful connection imaginable. After 60, intimacy may not look the way it did in your 20s, but it can feel more real, more satisfying, and more soul-nourishing than ever before. Chapter 5, Building a Love That Lasts. Finding love after retirement is a wonderful milestone, but building a love that endures is the true journey. At this stage of life, you've likely learned that relationships aren't just about chemistry. They're about compatibility, communication, and shared commitment to growth. So what makes love last when it begins later in life? First, it starts with choosing someone for the right reasons. In your earlier years, attraction may have been influenced by external traits, looks, status, excitement. But now, you're looking for qualities that sustain kindness, reliability, emotional maturity, and share values. These are the roots of lasting love. The next pillar is communication. Healthy relationships thrive on open, honest dialogue. That means being willing to talk about difficult topics, finances, health, family dynamics, even fears about the future. When these conversations happen with mutual respect, they don't push people apart. They bring them closer. Trust also plays a crucial role. After 60, many individuals have experienced betrayal or disappointment. Rebuilding trust takes time, but it starts with consistency, doing what you say you'll do, being present, and showing up for your partner, even in small ways. Then comes the art of balancing independence and togetherness. Retirement may mean spending more time together, which can be beautiful or challenging. Maintaining separate interests, friendships, and space for personal growth ensures that your connection stays fresh rather than suffocating. Shared experiences also deepen the bond. Whether it's traveling, learning something new, or simply creating daily rituals like morning walks or evening chats, these moments weave intimacy into the fabric of your relationship. They become the quiet glue that holds everything together. It's important, too, to recognize that love after 60 often faces unique challenges. Health issues may arise. Adult children may have strong opinions. Cultural messages might question the legitimacy of your relationship. But a love built on respect, laughter, and mutual support can navigate these with grace. One of the greatest advantages of love later in life is that it's often rooted in acceptance. You're no longer trying to change each other or mold someone into an ideal. You're appreciating each other as you are, including the imperfections. That's not settling. It's seeing clearly and choosing with wisdom. Finally, remember that lasting love is not a destination. It's a daily choice. A choice to forgive, to listen, to show up, and to nurture what matters most. It doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. In fact, it's often found in the quiet moments. A shared look, a gentle word, a laugh that echoes after the noise fades. In the golden years of life, love may arrive slower, but it shines warmer. It may not erase the past, but it brings light to the path ahead. And if nurtured with care, it can last. Not because it's perfect, but because it's real. Conclusion: love after 60. A new beginning, not the end. As we arrive at the end of this journey together, let's take a moment to reflect on the truth that's been quietly woven through every chapter. Love after retirement is not a lesser version of what once was. It's a new, rich, and deeply meaningful chapter, one that many overlook, but that can offer profound joy and connection. Whether you've been single for a long time, recently divorced, or adjusting to life after the loss of a spouse, the desire to be close to someone, to love and be loved, remains as strong and as valid as ever. And now, perhaps more than ever, you have the emotional tools, self-knowledge, and freedom to create something truly beautiful. We began by challenging the outdated narratives, the beliefs that say love has a deadline or that it belongs only to the young. In truth, these ideas rob us of our deepest potential. Letting them go opens a door to a world where love is not bound by age, but enriched by it. We explored the power of vulnerability and authenticity, the courage it takes to show up fully, to speak your truth, and to allow someone else to see you as you are. In those honest moments, true intimacy begins. We navigated the modern landscape of dating, where apps and websites can feel intimidating, but also offer genuine opportunities to meet someone who aligns with your heart and life stage. The world has changed, yes, but your capacity for connection has only deepened. We then redefined what intimacy really means. Not just physical closeness, but emotional depth, mutual respect, and quiet presence. Intimacy after 60 is less about proving something and more about sharing a life that feels peaceful, real, and affirming. And finally, we talked about building a love that lasts. Not the fairy tale of flawless romance, but the everyday reality of choosing someone again and again for all the right reasons. A love rooted in kindness, shared purpose, and a deep comfort of being fully known. Now, the question becomes, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you remain where it's safe, behind the walls that time and experience have built? Or will you open a window, let the fresh air in, and begin again with wisdom, with courage, and with hope? There is no age limit on longing, no expiration date on dreams. If you still feel the spark of curiosity, of connection, of possibility, follow it. Your story isn't over. In fact, some of the most meaningful chapters may still be waiting to be written. So go forward, not with pressure, but with openness. Not with fear, but with faith. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're exactly where you need to be to begin something beautiful. Love after 60 isn't about rewriting the past. It's about honoring the journey and daring to believe that the best may still be to come. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Share in the comments what stood out to you in this video. We'd love to hear it. Your feedback means a lot. Subscribe to Thrive Beyond 60, turn on the bell, and join us for more videos. See you very soon.